I met Levi on a Tuesday, during a rainstorm that soaked through my mother's funeral dress. I was numb, drowning in grief, when he offered me his jacket like he had known me all his life. His voice was rough velvet, eyes tired, lips curled in a smirk that said I break hearts for sport. But that day, he only offered warmth. He told me I looked like sadness in a silk dress. I told him he looked like danger in a denim jacket. We both smiled. The kind of smile that warned of what was coming. Levi didn't love in pieces. He was all in, always. We were kissing under streetlights by the end of the week. He'd write me poems on receipts, bite my shoulder instead of saying I miss you, and play piano drunk at 3 a.m. with tears in his voice. But he hated silence. Fought it like a demon. So we filled every space with noise, music, laughter, arguments, moans. I should have known when people fight silence that hard, they're really running from themselves. But I was addicted to his noise. He was jealous. Not in a cute way. He'd say things like, "Why does he smile at you like that? Don't wear that when I'm not around." He said he loved me too much. I thought that meant something noble. But it just meant control, with a love letter on top. Still, I stayed. Because he always came back with roses and whisker-soaked apologies. And I always let him back in. Because no one else made me feel so alive and so seen even when it hurt. Especially when it hurt. He never talked about his mother. Never answered when I asked about his scars. But one night, after sex, he whispered, "I only love hard because everyone else left soft." That stuck with me. It explained everything and nothing. I held him that night like I could fix his ghosts. Like I could be the one who stayed. But you can't bandage a man bleeding from a soul wound with just affection. And I was bleeding too. I just didn't know it yet. By month 8, I wasn't writing anymore. I wasn't laughing with friends. I wasn't me. He'd scroll through my phone. Show up at my job unannounced. Cry when I tried to leave, then scream 5 minutes later. One night, I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the girl staring back. Her eyes weren't broken, they were tired. That night, I didn't answer when he called. And that was the first time I realized how silence could be peaceful. I left him on a Thursday. Packed my things while he was at work. No dramatic goodbye. No final kiss. Just a note. "You loved me like fire, but I was meant for air." He texted, called, showed up crying in the rain, said he'd change. Said please, don't go. But I had already gone. Months ago. I just hadn't moved yet. And for the first time in almost a year, I felt the ground beneath my feet, not shaking. Sometimes I still dream of him. Not the yelling. Not the chaos. But the way he looked when he said "you're it for me." The way his hands held my face like I was something precious. And I cry not because I miss him, but because a part of me still aches for what could have been if he had healed before he held me.